Hey guys, welcome back. It's Shelby and today we are going to be DIYing ourselves the cutest little rosebud wire ring. And the best part about this craft is it's super easy to do. You only need two things to do it with. One, craft wire. I chose a gold color for mine because I like gold and I want to be a gold color. Two, multi-purpose tool, or like the pliers for jewelry. If you've got those, sometimes they come with findings kits, but if not, multi-purpose tool, because you will need some pliers for this craft. Literally all you need, but I will link it down in the description below along with my socials, and let's get going on this one. So for this craft, go ahead and pull yourself out a fair amount of wire. This is going to depend on your finger size, how much you need, but err on the side of a lot more. You can always clip it, but for this particular craft, it's really difficult to add more later. So I think this is probably going to be enough for me. It extends pretty far out. We'll give it a full 5'9". There we go. So I realize you can't see it on the camera, but I'm holding one in each end. So I'm going to clip my wire, put it off to the side there. There we go. It tried to escape, that's okay. Now fold your wire in half. So you can use basically any gauge you want as long as it's soft enough to work with. I chose a fine wire, but a thick wire would work just as well. You actually won't need as much wire with a thick wire because this is so thin. The part that goes around my finger, I'm going to artificially make thicker. Instead of winding it around itself once, I'm gonna do it so there's 4 strands instead of 2, just so that it doesn't ever cut into my finger. But if you use thicker wire, you don't need to do that, and you can just skip that step and make the ring as it is, just twisty. So twist around itself, hold the 2 ends, fold it in half, stick your finger through the loop is easiest, and just do this, like literally just roll it in a circle as you're holding the 2 ends, and it's going to twist the wire up and put these little twists in it. You want to do that quite a bit. It's going to eventually get hard to twist and hold. You can grab your multi-purpose tool then. You will also notice some tension building in the wire. The more you do this, it becomes like harder to bend in like a right angle or something of that nature. It becomes like more likely to coil in these big loops instead. So make sure while you're coiling it, you don't put a bend in there like I just did. There we go. We want to keep it nice and straight and rotating. So just try to keep your arms straight as possible. I shouldn't have done that to show you, but I want to show you what happens. So rotate, rotate, rotate. You will notice that it is getting a lot shorter while I'm doing this. That's okay. That's kind of the point. You definitely don't want over 5 feet of wire around your finger. So at this point, it is pretty evenly twisted. So I'm just going to release it and take it off my finger here and use the multi-purpose tool to, so you can see where my finger was. It's a little bit tighter. I'm going to try to even that roll out with the multi-purpose tool so it's not so bunched up at the end. I want to make it a nice even twist all the way around. So pull the wire out so your loop is nice and big. Pinch the end, it's nice and tight, and then just make sure that you get a nice even twist on the end of it. That's super important. There we go. Like I said, for mine, I'm going to make it a little bit thicker, so I'm actually going to roll it back on itself again, and this is going to be I was going to say, where do I even have space? We'll do it on my ring finger on my right side. It's going to be about that big all the way around, plus some space. Fold it back on itself, so it's a nice loop. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to pinch it and then twist it in the same direction we did before. This is going to create a nice thick wire to go around the finger. I'm not wrapping it on my finger this time because I just want a nice thick twisted wire so that it's not going to fall apart and I have a thicker band on my finger. So you can see that's a little bit thicker. So what I'm going to do is roll this into a circle. There is a loop on it. Just kind of roll it into a circle. Thread your end. I realize how hard this is to see on camera, sorry. Thread it through the loop so that you have a loop in your wire. It won't come out, it's threaded. Thread it all the way down. It's gonna get to a point where it's pretty thick down here. That's okay. You're gonna want to make sure it will fit on your finger at that point. For this, I would measure around your knuckle, because if you go down a little bit further down here where the ring's gonna sit, most hands, at least that I've seen, and definitely my hand, it's thinner down here than it is on the knuckle. So just measure it around your knuckle for where you want the ring to go, and that's gonna ensure that you'll get the ring on and off. Don't make it too tight. Just kind of like that. slight amount of space. Make sure it's gonna be a comfortable ring. Once you've got that, go ahead and pinch with the multi-purpose tool, and that way you know you're not gonna go any further than that spot, because you definitely don't want your ring any bigger or smaller than that. Pinch a right angle into it. This is just gonna help you keep that spot right there. So you've got the wire going up and a hard right angle into your thickened loop, and that can go on and off. So that is the basis of the ring portion. Now we're just gonna decorate it, right? So basically you're going to take your thicker wire and just wrap it around itself as tight as you can get to a little circle. Basically you just wanna build up a little tiny bud in the center, and the more you wrap it, the more that is achieved. It can go around itself and get thicker, it can go underneath itself, which is gonna make it a little bit taller, but it's also gonna create that round shape. You can see from the front that it's starting to create some interesting shapes. And what's great about this craft is because you twisted the wire, it's gonna be creating that twisting effect all the way around, which is going to give it the petals effect. This is definitely a more delicate ring. It's one of the ones that you really have to enjoy close up, because from afar it's just gonna kind of look like twisted metal, and that's okay because that's what it is. Once you get to this point where you kind of have your flower the size you want, you can just kind of go in and out a bit with the wire, shape the petals how you want them. Just like that, and that is super cute. I'm gonna snip it here. I actually have way more wire than I needed, but I wanted to be better safe than sorry. I'm gonna cut it a little far out, just like this. Use my multi-purpose tool to spin the edges back on themselves so that they're not super sharp, and pinch them. There we go. That way you just don't have sharp edges and nothing can poke you. And just loop them around underneath the rose and tuck them in there. You can just use the multi-purpose tool to get a nice sharp angle on that wire so that it won't untwist on you. It's gonna do a pretty good job of holding steady as it is. This is it. I will do close-ups at the end, but like I said, super quick, easy project, super adorable. This is a fun kind of girls' night craft to make. Make it by yourself, make it for friends. This is just like a fun, cute little ring, but I will do some close-ups at the end. I hope you enjoyed this craft. I think it's adorable, and I think it turned out really well, and I'm quite pleased with it. I'm also very pleased with the fact that it is less than a 10-minute craft, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video and the craft, and I'll see you here again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. All right, you guys, so this is the final turnout of the rose ring. I literally just switched the camera angle. This is so cute. You can see how twisting the wires made it look like different rose petals. Absolutely adorable. When you put it in the profile, it's kind of like a little gold wire ball, but also reminiscent of a rosebud shape. But I love the easy nature of this project and how much dimension there is in it. Like, it's really cool. Turning it around, you can see just the twisted wire ensures that it's never gonna cut into my finger. And you can make this as thick or as thin as you want it. I just thought this would be a good level of wire density for my own personal tastes and comfort. But yeah, this is it. Super easy, fast, fun craft to make. And the results are a beautiful, sweet little rose ring. And I hope you guys enjoyed making it with me. Thanks for watching.